Hey you guys, I'm just so excited to be making this video because it's really gonna give y'all an inside scoop on what it's like to work with me one-on-one, but also in some of my July programs that I've brought out. So I have notes here just so I don't get off track because I love to talk. But if y'all don't know me, my name's Kristen. I am the founder of Food.Fit.Sunshine. And so I'm just going to break down exactly my one-on-ones. Now I'm going to use the example of myself that I'm currently doing this month, only because it gives me a clear plan, right? So I meet you where you're at. It doesn't have to be extreme. My current goal is I'm on going into month 5 of a plan I've been following for 5 months. So basically I've gotten to the point where I had 1 month I plateaued. So that's my body kind of telling me something because I was doing the same thing for a while. And that was about 2 months ago. So 3 months in to my first goal, I plateaued. So I took it back a step actually because I wasn't quite ready to cut everything. But with that, I'm now plateaued again on weight. My body's still burning fat and I'm gaining muscle. I'm pretty happy with my muscle mass right now. So I really want that fat weight loss burn. So my current goal is fat loss. Or to continue the fat loss and maintain the muscle, not gain more muscle. So with that being said, we're going to be looking at more of a fat loss program. But like I said, I meet you anywhere, even if it's the beginning steps. I have a client right now. She's just doing the basics of a little bit more meal focus and a little bit more movement every day. If you're new at this, it does not have to be 100% one way or the other. Okay. So this is your sneak peek of working with Kristen and what that looks like. So first, let's talk about goal setting conversations. So that first phone call we have, we would schedule, and it's always about 45 minutes. And that's just me really listening and getting to know you and taking my notes. So I have a summary of where we're at right now. Okay, that's gonna be the foundation we lay for the first month. And that can be anything from your struggles or goals you want to see or things you've heard like carbs are bad or anything of that sort that we can kind of break through. So it could be movement, it could be food, or it could be that mental. And that's why I have Sunshine in my name, because I'm huge on your mental game has to be strong if you're going to hit those other goals. Mental game is always first. I'm all about the overall health. Okay, so if we have negative mindsets about certain things, that's the first thing we're gonna probably work on. But if I feel like you're kind of ready to start adding certain foods in and movement, or vice versa, we can work on those pep talks alongside, right? So let me just make sure I'm on track here. So my goals are normally gonna be set for 4 weeks. Some people I'll do 6, but right now my packages are going to be a 4-week package. So for example, you have a goal of, I want to increase my energy. I finally want to feel great and confident in the gym again, or just whatever program you're using. Maybe you're working out at home, or you just want to drop 4 pounds of fat. Whatever the thing is, we're going to dive deeper in that in our phone conversation. So what I like to do is I like pictures, because pictures are worth all the measurements. Okay, our scale is not going to give us the entire picture. So we do scale once a week only. I have basically everyone I've ever worked with so far loves to weigh in obsessively, in my opinion, which is really, really bad on our mental game, because it doesn't give our body, really just even 1 week check-ins are not enough time for our body to adjust and adapt. I would say like 2 week. But people really, really like to do them, right? So instead of daily or multiple times a day, which has happened, we're gonna do that once a week, okay? So on our Monday check-in, you're gonna weigh in, you're gonna measure certain body parts, especially the ones that maybe you wanna see a difference in. Like, I'll use myself for example, my tummy. I've had 4 babies. I've let myself go. I'm getting back, right? And sometimes the most stubborn of places is the last place we personally see the fat loss regardless of what our measurements say. So I'm gonna do the belly, I'm gonna do the arms, I'm gonna do the legs, measurements that we can track 4 or 5 of them that make sense, and then pictures and scale, okay? The scale's not gonna tell you the whole picture. This is the biggest mental barrier I have to break with people as well, is your weight is made up of your skeleton mass, your fluids in your body, whether it's water weight or even just blood, organs, all the things that hold kind of water mass is how I'm gonna break it down to make it simple. So skeleton, which can change. So bone mass, water, muscle, and fat would probably be like my top 4. Those things, if I'm building muscle up and my fat is going down, I had that last month, where I lost almost 4 pounds of fat, but I gained 6 pounds of muscle. So I plateaued in my brain until I got my InBody scan. In the beginning, just your scale, remembering that that doesn't show the whole picture, okay? Those pictures are gonna show more of a picture, that, like the whole picture than anything. And then those measurements are gonna tell us if that change is fat, because those measurements, when they're going down, are usually 9 times out of 10 fat, unless you're coming to me with a goal of bulking or wanting to gain muscle mass or something like that, okay? So, but on a fat loss plan, if the numbers are going down, usually it's fat on the measurements. So that's where we're gonna start, okay? And then from there, I usually aim to hit nutrition first, okay? So nutrition is going to be your moneymaker. It is going to change more in your body than any of the workouts, okay? And you're not even going to be able to perform correctly in the specific workouts, whether it's cardio or strength training, or I wanna run or whatever, unless you're fueling your body correctly. So I am major on the nutrition. 80% of what I'm gonna do is, guys, we need to focus on the nutrition. Now, if you come to me and you just want to do workouts only, and you think you've got the whole thing else figured out, or you do have it all figured out, then that's fine. That's fine with me. We can just do workouts and you can learn more about your body in that sense. But if you start doing those workouts and you say, Kristen, I just like don't have the energy, I feel like I can't lift as strong as I want, I don't see the progression, something else, you know, I'm out of breath, like way too early in my workouts, stuff like that, I'm probably going to hint at, what are you eating? Are you drinking enough water? Are you sleeping enough? How's your mental game? Because those things are always going to supersede and be the groundwork for your workouts. So I'm super big on nutrition. So I build a personalized plan. So what I do though, when we have that onboard call, is we go over, how tall are you? What's your sex? How much do you weigh right now? What are your goals? How much are you moving currently? And we kind of break down what that movement is. Is it more cardio based? Is it more strength training? Is it just low impact walking, cycling? What are we looking at, right? And then I'm gonna build, for those that don't want to macro their own, like track their own meals or break down their macros, I do that for you. I'll tell you what those numbers are. I mean, I'm not keeping any secrets from you. But if you don't want to get on the apps and log the food every day, I, again, probably 8 times out of 10, send you meal suggestions that are in your macro numbers, okay? So you don't have to think. It takes the guessing game out, and then you just get your grocery list with your meal suggestions, and you go to the grocery store, come home, prep if you want. I'm not a huge meal prepper, but there are things I prep during the week that help me save time. And then we go to just eating, right? And how often and how many meals and all that. So the first step I normally do is the meal suggestions, and I'm doing the macros for you, okay? That includes your calories, your carbs, your proteins, your fats, and your fiber. Those are my top 5, okay? So I'm gonna send that to you. I'm never just gonna say, here, eat this much. I'm always gonna explain to you why I broke that down, right? So then, once you master those meal plans, you're like, Kristen, I think I'm ready to do this on my own. Like, I want to learn my macros. I will still give you your macro breakdown, if we're seeing that progress. And it will change, guys. Sometimes it changes every 2 weeks, 4 weeks to 6 weeks. I would say like you kind of see that 2-week pattern. So I will still send you your macros, and then we get to learn about how we track macros and why it looks the way it does and what it's doing for your body and why I chose those macros. I don't like to keep secrets. I want to share all my knowledge with y'all. So I'm very, come here, let's look at this. This is why. This isn't just me saying, you need to eat protein. Because everybody says nowadays eat protein. Like, that's the fad, right? Like, I'm like, okay, you want to lift heavier. This is why we're picking this percentage of proteins, so on and so forth. So things like that. I'm going to give you structure, but it's not going to be an overwhelm, because the more simple it is, the more wins you have. If it's too complicated, you're never going to stick with it. So I'm very much like, here's what we're doing. Stick to the plan this week. If you want your plans weekly, I'll send them weekly. If you want them bi-weekly, I'll send them bi-weekly. If you want the whole month up front, but I'm still checking in with you, right? Because you paid for that. So anyways, it's going to be personalized to you. And you always get a grocery list, so you don't have to think about it. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves. When I was starting out, I am the only one in my family that's really big on tracking, workouts. I would hire somebody, and then I'd say, but I have a family, I have kiddos, I have me. The biggest thing I need help with is maybe dinner portions that I could share that everyone would love and still let me hit my goals. Okay. And I kid you not, I kid you not, I had never found a single nutrition coach that was willing to give me plans that the whole family would love and still let me hit my goals. So one thing I do with you on your onboarding call is I always ask about your current life, okay? And if you are mom or dad, like there's a lot of families where the dad is the cook, right? He gets home in time and he can do all that. But if you're like a stay-at-home mom, for instance, and you still want to hit goals, but you've got the kiddos and this is what they like and don't like, I build you around that. If you're on the go all the time, I also send you kind of cheat sheets on fast food places and how to hit your numbers with eating that as well. Meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm not kidding. I have a cheat sheet for dang near everything. Okay. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves. What I do send you is weekly 2 breakfasts to swap between, 2 lunches to swap between, 4 snacks to swap between, and then 6 dinners. And then I always let you kind of choose something you love to eat, or if you go out one of those days, there's 2 ways to attack it. Some people are like, Kristen, tell me when I go out to eat how to build my plate, what meals to, look at and want and need, which I'm always happy to do. Or go ham, okay? We're human and we still have to love our food. And for me, being a Christian, sharing food with loved ones, the experience is so much more than just, I want to lose weight, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. So it can't always be structured. It also has to be flexible to real life. And when it's time to relax and enjoy a meal with your family, because you don't get to go out that often, like our family doesn't, we work a lot. We don't get to go out that often. We're on a budget, whatever it may be. Now it's time to break bread and relax and really enjoy that food and have a fun time and have good conversations and make memories. So moving on, workouts. This one's always going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I can do at home, no equipment, gym, whatever. Okay. So we normally are going to want balance. Okay, there are benefits in strength training. You can do resistance style, like if you don't have the budget to buy dumbbells, we can do stuff, items around the house that have weight in them. If you don't, but first we would start like body weight if we're not familiar with that. My major thing is always going to be your form. So I'm not going to throw in these Olympic style lifts that are complicated when you haven't built that foundation. So body movements, and then walking if you're not ready to run, or cycle so it's easier on the body because it's less impact. Swimming. But I love to have a balance. I am not just strictly strength training, and I'm not just strictly cardio. There are benefits in the body for both, and I'm very balanced in my meals and my workouts. So we have that conversation, whatever we're ready for. If it's body weight at home and then walking, we start there. If it's stretching, like my mobility is off, we stretch. And then we build on that. So then we're starting lightweight. We continue to only go as far as our form allows, if not drop the weight. Okay. Another thing I always say is, like, if there's something you really, really love, do that first. So if you call me and you're like, Kristen, but I just love the Y. They have these spin classes. They're my favorite. Please do those multiple times a week. That is your cardio. I would say half the week, go do those because they bring you joy. You're going to stick with it. It's going to mentally make you happier for the rest of your day and throughout your week and months. And they're not going to hinder your progress as long as we take them in a certain way. So we're going to protect our muscle. We're always going to cut our fat. Don't think about shrinking and losing weight and being tiny and skinny. Think about reshaping your body, okay? Loving your body. God made your body a specific way. We can get lean, but loving that shape, okay? And that goes for women and men. And I just started doing this and I actually really love it. I've always wanted to, I used to write a lot when I was younger, poetry especially, and I had a journal, but I haven't really gotten back into that now that I'm an adult and I'm running multiple businesses and raising multiple children and doing all the things, right? But I thought, why can't I do something simple? So I started a daily tracker sheet that are specific to my goals, but also kind of review how I'm thinking and feeling, right? So we're gonna track our energy, our hunger, our workouts, how we're feeling, and not just your weight. We're going to get away from that again, because as long as you trust that every day when you take those steps of tracking a meal or eating a meal that I've given you, and we do the movement, we do the workout, whether it's cardio or strength based or active recovery, every day you say, I'm one step closer, even though I can't see it or feel it. You're still one step closer, okay? So it's really important. We build our body awareness, we build our confidence, and we check in weekly to adjust anything that's not working for you. But this tracker, and it's on a notebook paper right now, so, or my little Post-it notes I like, but, so don't laugh at me, is I'm gonna make a PDF download of this, okay? And this is gonna be provided to all my clients. Basically here is mine from today. So let me show you yesterday, because that's when I started it. So it's going to have these, and this is probably backwards, so you're going to have to flip it, but basically it has a mood tracker. Oh, I dropped the one I wanted to use. It has a mood tracker, energy tracker. Did I do my workout or not? How many steps did I get in? Did my meals get tracked or ate them? And how much water and ounces did I drink, which is just something I focus on, because if I don't drink my water. So I'm going to make that available way nicer for anybody who wants to use it. But at night, I have it next to my nightstand with a pen, and I look at my watch and I say, okay, I got this many steps in, and I finish filling it out. And it's nice to just kind of reflect and be like, dang, I did something today that was really productive and one more step closer to my goal. So that's fantastic. Okay. And then, since every one of y'all are going to be unique, right? I'm using myself as an example. But we're going to keep you're unique, but the setup is still the same, because this is how I look at it. It's like science, okay? You have controls, and then you have the fun stuff that we test. And there's things that we can control, and then there's things we don't know yet, and that's why we test them. So we're going to set it up like that. Okay, well, I know this about you right now in our intro call. So for a week, your first week, especially if you're new, we're going to do these meals and this water and this workout. And then on Monday, we're going to see how much did that change. Usually in the beginning, if you haven't already been doing something, is when you're going to see a lot of change, okay? But any change at all towards your goal is a positive one, okay? Even if it's 0.5 pounds, your body's doing something, it's speaking to you, right? Or a half inch, your body's changing, okay? So we keep it the same. I like data. I like to track things because it gives me a way to reflect and summarize and look back and say, okay, he or she did A, B, C, D. I like simple food, make it easy, make it simple, things that are good for your body. I do balanced, but if you came to me and said, Kristen, I'm a vegetarian, I know how to do that too. My sister's a vegetarian, and there's been several times throughout her life when she was struggling that she would message me and be like, I am not getting my protein, which is obviously a thing that a vegetarian would struggle with because you're only getting your protein from your plants. And I've been able to help that. Or Kristen, I hate this food. I've done that too. I've had friends that I've helped and they've not enjoyed certain foods, or their kids didn't enjoy certain foods for dinner, and we made something that everyone could do and eat and enjoy. Awesome, powerful workouts. I've seen nothing but progress in my workouts, and so I would continue to share that with you. And then coaching, again, where I'm meeting you where you're at. So we talked about me as the example because I don't really want to divulge on every one of my clients' personal info and where they're at. So I used myself as an example, but the structure is the same. It's just what goals are we hitting, right? And then honestly, if this is the kind of support you've been hoping and wanting and missing, I can promise you I am the person for you. Okay. This is exactly what you would get if you look at my packages for July. And if these keep booming, I'm going to keep them the way they are. Package number 6. So in package number 6, you're getting the full month. You're getting both nutrition and workouts for $197 for the month. So under $200, you're getting everything I just talked to you about. The mindset, the uniqueness of it being for you, unique food and unique workouts to you. You get a call a week, up to 45 minutes, one call a week. You get to text me daily. My business hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, but you get a daily text from me. And then you get a bi-weekly email. So what's that? Including those pep talks, but also your update on your food and workouts. Now, if you're not ready to commit for a whole month, I totally get it. And these packages are available for, you don't have to sign up at the beginning of the month, like today's July 1st. Whenever you want to sign up in July, these are available to you. We'll go the whole 4 weeks. But I have another one where you get just kind of a snippet of the nutrition side, and that's for $99, but it's only for 1 week. Excuse me. So you get one 45-minute call, an email as if we were working for the month, so you can kind of see how that looks, including your 7-day meal suggestions. And I always throw little extras in there, guys. You're not just getting the basics when you pay that money. So that's $99 if you just want to snip it, okay? Other packages I have are my meal plan club, which is a monthly subscription. It's $20. It includes meal plans, but these are not personalized. So meal plans, grocery lists, prep tips. You'd get a weekly video from me, and then a community chat with others in that package. I also have an event coming out July 19th. It's gonna be so fun. In-person workout outside at the park. I'm gonna bring watermelon so we can cool off afterwards, but good music, a good workout. It's gonna be about a 45-minute workout. And that's on July 19th. It's only $10, guys, $10. So I would jump on that. This one's really popular. It's called my 5-day meal plan and move challenge. Again, only $10. You get a daily email for every 5 days with a checklist for the day, pep talks, so that mental game, and then just simple food tips and a light workout. And you can just keep using that if you want to do it or whatever. And then on my website, I made some digital downloads. One's a 7-day meal plan for the overwhelmed, one's meal planning for beginners, and then one's start from scratch workout and meal planner. And those are only $7. Now, I've had a lot of people come to me and say, well, Kristen, I don't want the nutrition. I just want the workouts. So if you want to do that, I was going to do that for $99 for the month. For 4 weeks. So 4 weeks, $99. If you're choosing just the workout side, a personalized workout to hit your goals for that. If you're choosing the food side, then suggested meal plans and so on for that. So that's, I don't know where else you can find that, where you're going to get to see the person, meet me, know me, and work one-on-one with me. A lot of times when you're paying that price, it's just like you buy it and you're kind of just talking by email and you've never seen the person's face really. You're like, who am I talking to? So that's what I've got there. And that's just an inside scoop. So like I said, from beginning to finish, that's what it's like working with me. And I would really love to teach y'all more. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, share, everything you can think of. But that's what it's like working with me. Here's me. I did a video just so you can see my personality and what I'm like. And yeah, normally I do the combo of nutrition and workouts and mindset, but contact me if you'd like a custom, and I can find out a way to make that happen for you too, and find a fair price that's, you know, awesome for both of us. And I just would love to meet more of you. And I think it's a great way to connect with others, also in just fixing our mindset of stuff. Please contact me. I'm going to link my website. You can purchase everything straight from my website. You just click the icon, it goes straight to the payment link, and I get a ding, and then I email you and we start talking. But yeah, the only way my business grows is if y'all support by, you know, if you're like, I don't want any of that, but you think I'm funny on my YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. And I will be forever grateful. I usually personally reach out, whether it's a comment or message or whatever, anyways, just thanking you, because I truly love what I do. So I hope to meet some of you soon, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and a safe 4th of July. And thanks so much for joining me. Bye.